Good morning. Hope you're having a really great Friday, the day before our Independence Day. So I hope you're thinking about all of the things that we get in our life here in this country. Things that might not be going as wonderfully as we'd want them to be, but we do get a lot of freedoms that maybe aren't available to other people in other countries. And so maybe today during our practice, we think about those, being able to practice, being able to log in online, being able to do the things that you want to do. So maybe we think about that during our practice today and put a little bit of gratitude behind the freedom that we are able to have here today. So we'll go ahead and start standing. Have feet hip width distance apart. You're going to find your mountain pose. And as you drive the feet into the floor, lift up through the chest, pull the shoulder blades together and grow tall through the spine. So you want to tuck the chin slightly so it's somewhat parallel to the floor so that the back of the neck is long and you're lifting up through the center of the head. The palms can shine forward, point the fingertips down, spread the fingers wide, and we'll close the eyes. We'll all take 3 deep breaths in and out of the nose to begin. And bring the hands together now in front of the heart, keeping the eyes closed. Now let's take a big deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Do that 2 more times. Inhale deeply through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh everything out. We'll do that 1 last time. Inhale into the body. Open the mouth, release all of the air. Seal the lips. Blink the eyes open. Try and keep that smile on your face or put one there to start your day. And then we're going to come right into chair pose. So if it's too much to have the feet hip width distance or together, maybe just spread them just a little bit. I don't want you to be too wide though, but have the feet rooted into the floor. And then you're going to drop the sit bones like you're trying to sit back into a chair and lift the arms up. So lift the fingertips up towards the ceiling or towards the wall in front of you, and then feel the shoulder blades pull down the back. See if you can sit the booty down a little bit further. And then as you do this, can you feel the inner thighs starting to rotate towards one another? Keep pressing down through both feet. Take 1 more breath, so a little bit deeper through the booty. And then as you exhale, we're going to forward fold all the way down over the thighs. Pause here. Now widen the feet wider than the hips and grab onto opposite elbows. So roll the weight into the toes. Feel the heart come closer to the thighs and then just sway from side to side. So I like this one in the morning because it's opening up the back of the legs and the back of the spine after sleeping. But it's also getting that nice little stretch in the low part of the back that sometimes gets tight. And if you're young, maybe you don't get tightness in the back yet, but you still want to be moving the body so you can prevent that. Take 1 more breath here. Let the torso hang really heavy and come into stillness now. Release the fingertips to the floor. Walk the feet back underneath the hips. So you can have like almost like if there was a fist between the hands, you don't want the feet to be any further apart than that. And then on the inhale, let's come up halfway. Reach the heart forward. Ground the feet into the floor. Exhale to fold forward. 1 more time. Inhale with a flat back. You can keep the fingertips on the earth, but reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale to fold forward. Bend the knees. Inhale to rise all the way up. Look at the palms as they touch. And then exhale, hands come down to the heart. Close the eyes. Take 3 deep breaths here. Starting our practice off slow and letting us truly arrive in the present moment. There's no rush to get to our day. 1 more breath. And then let's blink the eyes open. Come back into chair pose, root the feet down, sit the sit bones low, extend the fingertips up, soften shoulders, take a full deep breath in, and then we'll exhale to forward fold. Inhale, hands come to the shins, reach the heart forward. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step back into plank pose or your push-up position. So we're only going to be here for 3 breaths, but I want you to root the palms into the floor, grow tall through the spine, so really lengthen the spine, crown of the head forward, heels reach back, and engage the core. Belly button comes to the spine. Keep pressing through the palms. 1 more breath in, and then lift the hips into downward facing dog as you exhale. Keep this length if you can, or just walk the toes in just slightly. Rotate the palms into the floor. Take a full cycle of breath here to pause. The next inhale, raise the right leg up. Look forward. Help the foot towards the palms. So it'll come right behind the right thumb. And then stay on the ball of that back foot. On your inhale, rise up into a crescent pose. So when you come into this lunge, I still want the ball of the left foot on the floor and the heel reaching up to the ceiling. But if the hips are tight, you can put a little bend in that left knee. So pause here, take a full cycle of breath. And then I want you to grab the left wrist. Inhale to lengthen the left arm up. Keep your balance as you exhale, lean over to the right. You should feel a nice little stretch from the left hip through the left armpit. Take 1 more breath. And then inhale to come back to center. Extend the fingertips to the ceiling. I want you to step now the left foot up and out 6 inches. So up and out, and then rotate the heel down. So you're not on the same line of energy, or the heels are not, on the same line of energy. And then put a bend back in the front knee. Extend the fingertips up for warrior 1. You don't want the knee to go past the ankle, so if this stance is too short, now you can widen it. Keep the heels on separate tracks. Take another full breath here. Take 1 more breath in to lengthen, and then exhale to bring the hands down to the heart. So we're moving a little bit through these warrior poses. I want you now to come back to the ball of the left foot. Keep the hands at the heart or at the hips. Find your drishti on the floor in front of you, maybe about 3 feet in front of you, a focal point. And then when you're ready, I want you to balance on the right leg, come into warrior 3. Extend the left leg back. If you have anything in front of you that you can hold on to help your balance, go ahead and use that. If not, then hands come to the heart or at the hips. Take a full cycle of breath here. Point the left hip down. Take 1 more breath in to grow tall. And then as you exhale, we're going to step that left foot all the way back. Rotate the heel down, and now we should have the feet in the same line. So that front heel, if we drew a line, will intersect with the back arch. So make any adjustments that you need to. And then you'll open your chest out wide, extend the fingertips away from one another for warrior 2. Gaze over the front middle finger. Sink deeper into that front knee. Soften the shoulders. Find that smile to put back on your face. Take another full cycle of breath. Reverse the right hand. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand comes down to the back of the thigh. Gaze into the right palm and soften through the right shoulder. Full cycle of breath here. On the next inhale, come back into warrior 2. Extend the fingertips away from one another. And then I want you to bring the hands to the hips. Come to the ball of the left foot. Engage the core. We're going to come to balance on this right leg. So when you're ready, if you can, in 1 step to this right leg balancing. Left knee comes in line with the left hip, or you can just lift the toe off the floor. And then wherever you are, root into the right leg, lift up through the center of the chest and soften the shoulder blades. Feel the foot firmly on the floor. Take another full cycle of breath here. So find your dristi, that focal point, keep the knee lifted, and then we're going to find tree pose. So remember, we don't want the foot on any of the joints. So if you're making a kickstand, just have the toe on the floor and the ankle leaning against the right, the heel leaning against the right calf. And then you can start to walk the foot up to the leg, just don't have it on the knee joint. And then once you find tree pose, find your gazing point, that focal point that's not moving. That's going to help you with your balance. Find your breath, and then anything you would like to do with the hands. So if it's better for them to stay at the heart or the hips, go ahead and do so. Then start to extend the fingertips up if you would like. 2 deep breaths. Bring the hands to the heart. Keep balancing on the right foot. Bring the left knee in line with the left hip. And then we'll release the foot. Close the eyes. Find your mountain pose here. Fingertips point to the floor. Take another full cycle of breath. One more full breath. And then again, let's find chair pose. Drop the sit bones down, extend the arms out in front of you. And as you sit the booty down a little bit lower, can you feel the feet pressing into the floor? Take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, hinge forward all the way down. Inhale with a flat back, bring the hands to the shins, reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, find your plank pose, high push-up position. As you press the floor away, bring the belly button towards the spine. Reach the heels back, and at the same time, reach the crown of the head forward. One more breath in, pressing the floor away. Use the exhale to lift your hips, downward facing dog. Big, deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale, left foot comes up. Look forward. Help the foot between the palms. Stay on the back toe crease of the right foot. And then on your inhale, rise up. Find your lunge pose. Extend the fingertips up to the ceiling. Feel the shoulders soften down the back. Shoulders and hips are all pointing forward. Keep pressing the ball of the left toe into the floor. One more full cycle of breath here. Grab for the right wrist now. Lengthen the right arm up to the ceiling. As you exhale, lean over to the left. Feel a nice stretch from that right hip all the way through the right armpit. One more full breath. And then use your inhale to come back to center. Extend the fingertips away from one another. Lengthen through the spine. And on your next exhale, bring the hands to the heart. We're going to step that right foot up and out 6 inches. Rotate the heel down. Bend in the front knee. Find your warrior one. Soften the shoulders down the back. Keep pressing the outer edge of the right foot into the floor and sink into that front knee. Feel the back leg, this right leg, the inner thigh, rotating to the back of the room. We'll take one more full breath. Take one more breath in. And then come back to the ball of the right foot. Extend the fingertips up to the ceiling, finding your runner's pose, your lunge pose. Take a big, deep breath in. and a deep breath out. On your next inhale, we're going to bring the hands to the heart. Begin to balance on that left foot and come into warrior three. Extend the right foot to the back of the mat or the back of the room. Lengthen the torso forward. Keep rooting into the left foot. Find your balance. If you need any help on this side, then maybe you share a wall. And always notice that one side can be different than the other. Take another full cycle of breath in, and very gently, we're stepping that foot all the way to the back. Have the foot in line with the front heel, and then rotate the heel out. We're opening up to the wide side now. Extend the fingertips away from one another to find warrior two. Soften the shoulders down the back. Gaze over the front middle finger and take 2 breaths. Bring the hands to the hips. Come back to the ball of that right foot. Extend the fingertips up to the ceiling. And then you can keep the hands here. We're going to balance, on that left foot. So as you engage the core, press into the ball of the left foot. Hands can stay lifted. You can bring them to the heart or to the hips. And then begin to come up balancing now on that right foot, or on that left foot, raising the right knee in line with the right hip. Lift through the torso. Find your drishti or your gazing point. And then when you're ready, you'll come into tree pose. That foot is going to be above or below the knee joint. Take another full cycle of breath here. And then whatever you want to do with the hands, they can be at the heart. You can extend them up to the ceiling. And wherever you choose to be, take a full cycle of breath coming into stillness. One more breath in to grow tall. And then stay balanced on the left foot. Hands come to the heart. Bring the right knee in line with the right hip. Take a big, nice inhale, and then gently step the right foot back. I did forget one pose, so I want us to come back into warrior two. Seal the outer edge of that back foot down. Extend the fingertips away from one another. Soften here, find your breath. And then let's flip the left palm. On your next inhale, reverse the warrior. Right hand comes down the back of the thigh. Gaze into the left palm. Soften the collarbone away from the chin. Full cycle of breath here. On the next inhale, come back into warrior two. Extend the fingertips away from one another. And then very gently, you're going to step to mountain pose with that right foot. When you find mountain pose, hands come to the sides of the body. Close the eyes. Root into the feet. Lift up through the heart. Notice if you are still connected to the breath you started with. And then notice where your attention continues to flow. Are you able to bring it back to your breath in the practice, or are you letting the mind wander? Take 2 more breaths here. One more cycle. Blink the eyes open. Bring the hands to the heart. I want you to root the feet into the floor. Grow super tall through the spine. On your inhale, arms come out and up. Palms touch. Come into a little bit of a back bend. Now, as you do this, I want you to still press the hips forward. Maybe bring the head back, but keep a nice long neck. Take another breath in. Press the hips forward a little bit more. And then as you exhale, let's forward fold all the way down. Inhale with a flat back, bring the hands to the shins, reach the crown forward. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees, plant the palms, find your plank pose. Press the palms away. Reach the heels back, and at the same time, you're reaching the crown of the head forward. So this is just a sneaky way to work on the core. It's actually a full body pose. Every muscle is working in the body here. Quads, calves, arms, core, back. So keep pressing into the floor. Spread the shoulder blades just a little bit. Take one more breath in. And then we're going to slowly come all the way down to the front side of the body. Once the hips touch, untuck the toes, hug the elbows close to you. And then on your next inhale, lift up through the back of the skull. Baby cobra. Keep the gaze down. Feel the shoulders moving away from the back of the head. Take one more breath in to lift a little bit higher. And then exhale to come down. I want you to roll over onto your back. Have the soles of the feet onto the floor. Feel the back side of the body connecting to the floor. Bring the knees into the chest. Now, as you pull the knees into the chest, feel the booty pressing forward and down. And you should feel a lengthening in the back of the spine there. Take a full cycle of breath slowly here to settle. One more breath. And then I don't know if I've mentioned in the past, but you can always hang on behind the knees if hanging onto the front of the shins is uncomfortable. Sometimes I like this because I can get more leverage pulling the knees closer, and I get a lengthening in my low back and sacrum. So that's just another option to try. Take one more breath here. And then let's set the feet down onto the floor. Hug the right knee into the chest. I want you to feel that right hip softening. Roll out the ankle. Make sure to roll it in both directions. And then place the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Flex through the right foot. Press the right knee forward. And you'll take a full cycle of breath here. And choose to stay here if this feels good in the hips. If you want to go a little bit more, then you'll lift the left foot off of the floor. Interlace the hands around the left thigh. Both feet stay flexed here. And then as you pull the left thigh closer towards the chin, feel the right knee press forward. Big cycle of breath here. And then release the left foot down to the floor. Keep the shape of the legs. Open the arms out to a T or a cactus, whatever feels good to you. And then we'll take a big inhale here. Let the knees fall over to the left. Keep the shape though, so the right foot comes to the floor. And then you can turn the gaze towards the right shoulder. If this doesn't feel good, you can do anything with the legs. Maybe extend that right leg out. You can cross the legs completely. But take a full cycle of breath here. Close the eyes. And just let the body gently unwind itself, wringing out any toxins, releasing any tension. And then we'll keep the eyes closed if possible. Come back into center. Step the right foot next to the left. Pause here. Take a full cycle of breath. And then hug that left knee into the chest. Roll out the ankle in one direction. And then go in the other direction. And then we'll place the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Flex through the left foot. Keep pressing the ball of the right foot into the floor. And then feel the left knee pressing forward. And you can choose to stay here or lift that right foot off the floor. Keep both feet flexed. Interlace the hands around the right thigh. And then as you pull the right knee closer, to the chin, feel the left knee press away. Take a full breath. And then we'll release the right foot down. Left foot comes next. to the right. Open the feet out, or open the knees out and have the feet come together. You can have the hands rest on the belly, can have the hands rest on the heart, can open the arms out to a T. And wherever you choose to be, close the eyes and take a full cycle of breath. Keep the eyes closed. Extend the legs out now straight. Have a little bit of a space, so just extend the right leg out towards the right corner, left foot out towards the left corner if you are on a mat. And then you can bring the arms right alongside you. Pull the shoulder blades together underneath the back so that the heart is lifted. We'll take 3 breaths here in our final pose. After your 3rd breath, you can choose to stay here for a few more breaths. Start to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. The inhale will lift the arms up and overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms away, and then reawaken the body with a stretch. Point the toes, stretch the palms forward, flex the feet, and then you'll bring the knees into the chest. Roll over onto the right side, and you'll rest your head on that right arm like it's a pillow. Left palm comes to the floor. And just in this moment here, with the mind clear, and the palm touching the earth, find gratitude in your practice. So find something that you are grateful for in this moment. And think about all of the luxuries and freedoms that we are able to take advantage of here. Take one more breath. And with the eyes closed, you'll press into the palms to lift the torso, come into your seated position. Rock the sit bones from side to side. Keep the eyes closed. Grow tall through the spine. Then we'll bring the hands together in front of the heart. So as we end our practice today, as you go into your weekend, truly appreciate being able to go to the grocery store and buy food, being able to turn on a light in your home, being able to have fresh, clean water. So as we take a moment to appreciate these things that we might take for granted, can you soften and open the heart? Maybe direct this freedom and this openness to those around you that might not be feeling the same way. And then we'll put a smile on our face. We'll blink the eyes open. Namaste. Thanks so much for your time this morning. I hope that you guys have a really great weekend, and that you do take, a little bit of time to appreciate those things that have taken a long time for us to get here for. So love everyone, and love your weekend, and be safe. And I hope to see you guys next week. Thanks for joining me.